Good evening, everyone, or hello, everyone, wherever you are, and welcome to Enlightenment through Meditation on Self Awareness. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, I would like to thank your fingers, your minds, who have settled down to join the class or the session. Because generally, our minds like everything where there is commotion and do not really enjoy as much wherever we have to exert to understand who actually we are. So rather than taking any more time on this, we will go back to our self-awareness session. And last time we had discussed about who am I and my body. What is the difference in terms of consciousness and our body, which manifests the consciousness through our body by utilization of mind. Sorry, it was a long sentence, but that's how it is. And when we ended up last time, we said we were going to discuss what are the qualities that we all as human beings bring with us as consciousness. Because going over, we know that whoever created us, however we came into this form as a human being, our inner self that is only manifested by our actions is exactly the same. Every individual breathes, every individual blinks the eyes. Not going into too much details, otherwise this session will never end. But majority of the time, our thought process, our actions, they are all from consciousness perspective are the same. And by the time they get to the mind and how we act, it becomes different. So that is the discussion for today, where we will go over the qualities, consciousness, the qualities within the consciousness that it comes with, not that we have to create. From that consciousness, how it travels to mind, how much is taken from there, and then mind, how transfers or transforms into actions which someone else can see in addition to others. So it is just like, you can say, if everybody was given a huge ocean, everybody had the ocean. It depends from the ocean, if we want to get the water, how much we are willing to bend, how much we are trying to fold our hands to get, how much we bring out of it, how much we decide to drink, how much we bring it into our mouth, and literally how many drops or everything goes inside us. That is the consciousness going into the mind, and from mind by the actions comes out through us. So let us, and then we will also relate it to how this is gonna affect us in terms of our awareness. So let us see. The light is not on. So what we need to do is go into our awareness and see how we get all those qualities of the consciousness which are within us and bring it out for us. So once we look at it into the consciousness, we are going to find that there are kindness within us. There is a quality of giving within us. We all have a quality where we like to help ourselves. We like to be loved and we like to give love. We like to share. If we are not talking in terms of me personally or you personally, but these are the qualities, the sharing. If we are suffering and someone comes and shares, we like it. And also at the same time, if we go out and someone is in sufferings and we share, we feel good about it. Satisfaction, sometimes we are just satisfied, and if we are satisfied, we feel good, because then we feel there is no need to run around, no need to go. So satisfaction is another quality. Then, if there is greed versus no greed, greed is never ending. I have one, I want two, I want better quality, now I want five, now I want to move, now I want to get better. There is no end to it until we get to no greed. And that quality does exist. There are people who are very satisfied and there is no greed in them. Detachment, as a principle, we generally know whatever we have today may not we have it tomorrow, right? So still we get attached to it. So to be detached is a quality. I have a computer, I can use it because it's for my benefit, but if I get attached to it, sooner or later I know either something will happen to computer or something will happen to me. I may or may not have it. So detachment is a quality. Soft speaking, whenever we talk to someone and there is softness, we like that. That's a quality. Not necessarily I am covering all the qualities, there can be many, but these are the qualities that all of us as human beings come with. We are equipped with. So as we develop ourselves into self-awareness, what is awareness? Awareness means that we are aware that we do have these qualities. Sometimes when we hear somebody really yelling, screaming, angry or something, we think they don't have those qualities. They don't exist, right? Because again, through the mind, shown by the actions is what we see with these eyes. And in the last session, we also discussed about physical eyes and the inner eye. So when we see somebody in that yelling, angry mood, we think they don't have these qualities. But going back, when all of us were created, we were all given these qualities. So obviously our question becomes, how come we have, this person doesn't have, or this person has, we don't have? Why? Why is it like that? And there comes the awareness part. So if we want to see it as a chart, and I hope you can see it, awareness is always here as a dot on top, if you can see, always there in all of us. Now if we were people here, somebody's awareness is here, somebody's here, somebody's down here, down up here, or wherever it is, and very few may have it all the way up there. And that person is called self-realized. Why? Because their awareness has gone all the way to the top where they are now realized. So what changes consciousness to mind where the actions become so different from in each individual? As you know, although you may be two brothers or two sisters from the same parents, you might see one by temperament is very hot, one is very cold. They were raised the same way. They were in the same environment. They were eating the same food. But why are they different? One of them could be very giving and the other one could be very taking and holding. So what goes on? I would try to generalize and explain this part. And the theory is vast theory, so we won't be able to cover everything today in this short session, but realize that we all come with process of evolution. The evolution takes you from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4 until we end up at a point that the human being is formed. So the human being brings different actions and reactions within them. This is given, and that is why somebody is hot tempered or very cool tempered is not within our reach, really. Sometimes we try to work at it. We go to universities, we go to schools, we find mentors. Why do we do all that? So that they can help us. They can help us so we can work on our temperament, which is so hot. But we bring it with us. So why do we, if the consciousness is always at that point, why we were made so hot, right? That's another question. So as I am explaining, we bring our own actions and reactions with us. And the consciousness also is always shining perfect without any changes in its own place. But based on our actions and reactions, it presents itself. Now let us say somebody is not so greedy and not so angry. It's just in the medium part. So their awareness, and if they know that I need to be here and I'm not quite there, I'm standing over here, but there is a desire within them, a true desire that I do want to grow. I want my awareness to get higher. At that point, because of their yearning for that, they will start to look into that, into themselves. And when they start looking into themselves, really it changes from your awareness to self-awareness, because now a person is concentrating on them. They are seeing that's where I need to be, that's where I stand. Now they also get more and more involved into all these qualities, because these are something that we like anyways. Kindness is good to everyone. Nobody needs to be told that kindness is not good. It's just from within. It comes out. Yeah, you are kind to someone, they're going to like you. They're going to say thank you. That thank you feels good. Even if they don't say thank you, still feels good. So these are the virtuous activities. They are all there. When we start to analyzing us, we realize, yes, we do have kindness. But then we start looking, yesterday I was walking on the street and the two people were fighting. I could have gone and I could have talked to them. I could have told them, hey, there is no need to fight, or I could have played a role in it, which I decided not to. So maybe I wasn't kind. Next time when the opportunity comes, I will be better. And then we check our own progress. And boom, here comes the opportunity. We walk in, we do something, we make people happy, we feel happy, and we say, oh, I feel good. So now I need to do not only looking for this opportunity, but as soon as I find something needs to be done, I would do it. Regardless somebody asks me or not asks me, the feeling becomes more prominent inside. So what happens if we were standing at a scale of 50, now our awareness has become 52 maybe. And then it becomes 54, and then it becomes 55, and likewise. So that was about kindness. Same thing we said, okay, how is my love? Do I love? Do I not love? Do I only love when I need something? That's another thing. And once we have recognized our problem, really our awareness has gone higher. Now when does it come down? There are times when this will come down, because it is tested by the moment. So I did really good, I loved someone, I helped them, and it was all cool, everything was good. And then I am walking so much in ego, because I did so good, I am so good, there is nobody who can beat me. Now I am walking on a very fine edge, because I have become very egotistical. Next time somebody comes with a problem, I will say, hey, I know it already. So what happened? I closed my ears, I closed my eyes, now I am becoming closed. Awareness is open. If you look at nature, it's beyond, it's open, no boundaries. So even when I was growing really good in my self-awareness, but within that, if I start to become egotistical, it was coming down without me knowing. That's not so good. So therefore, the path of self-awareness is always hard at the level of mind. But it is really positive. Even then it is positive. Why it is positive? Because I realized, as long as I am realizing and I am concentrating, I am focusing on me, I am always going to progress sooner or later. Why sooner or later? Because sometime I may not realize that I'm becoming egotistical. I'm doing good. Who's going to say anything to me? But somebody might come and say, hey, the way you are coming across is very egotistical. It's not good. It seems like you know it all. And it offends me. Now we are talking at the level of minds. Because that consciousness of loving went into mind made an action and we said something. But boom, right there, if we were open and we were working on our self-awareness, we will take it as such a positive feedback. And we would thank that person. And we will go and look within ourselves and we will say, yeah, maybe I shouldn't come out like that. And when that happens, our awareness goes up again. So you may ask me that what happens, is it a game we will keep on playing? And the answer is yes. When it comes to self-awareness, it's always moving forward, coming down, because it's a learning process. We need to know that it's learning. If you love someone, you will realize you really love, but you cannot express because you love so much. Is there an end? You know what, I have loved you the maximum I could have, but I cannot love you more. Only at the level of mind we can make that statement. When whatever we wanted is fulfilled, there is no need left anymore, I'm done. But that wasn't true love. Mother has true love for the child. Anything and everything she is willing to do without even asking anything in return. Air is around us all the time. We may pollute it or no. That's up to us, right? Based on our awareness, we are polluting it and feeling good about it. But the giver is always giving us the air to breathe without our actions, no judgment, right? So that is where we started to feel the qualities. We start to connect with those qualities. That is one way. The moment we start to feel that we are connecting within ourselves, we are on the path of progress within ourselves. Once we start listening to inside, as I mentioned earlier, that we were doing one good action, then we want two good actions, and then we want three good actions. So what is the result? Sometimes we think, what is the result of doing all this good? Nothing comes back to me. You must have heard, I have heard many times people go, oh, I do very good to others, but nobody does good to me. So here, number one is, first of all, we made our own judgment. I do good to others, that means I am good already. That's our statement for ourselves. Maybe if we go and ask few people, they might have such an opinion that we don't want to hear. But that may be the reality. So the moment we open ourselves and say, I am ready to hear whatever someone has to say, because I am not in a position to judge me, although I know, I feel that the love is in here, but maybe I am not giving it the right way. And if I become very open, put my ego down at the lowest and say it's already down, you can't crush it anymore, then I will open my ears, I would listen to the comments, I will go in and check myself, go to that treasure, because I know that love and kindness is already in my treasure. I am not accessing it. So I go to that treasure, I pull out that love and then distribute again and wait for the feedback. And then the feedback comes back, I know how I'm doing and I'm getting more and better and good at it. And then what happens, I start feeling much better, because the judgment within also takes place. When you do something good to someone without expecting any results, You already know at your heart. And no results come, you feel good because there was no expectation. But when the results come, you also feel good, not looking for them. And you realize little by little, hey, maybe I feel better when I don't get anything. I feel really good. I don't need anything. At the same time, when we say we don't need anything, the law of divine is always in action. Always. It doesn't need our permission. It's something that goes on automatically, like heart is beating automatically. It's not asking our permission. The day it stops, we are gone. Right? So when that something like that happens and we are collecting these good actions, they are going in our account, some account. Because within ourselves, as our heart knows when we do, what we do, how we twist, how we don't twist, how much we are in true love, how much satisfied we are, it knows everything. It also knows that our good actions. And when it knows our good actions, it also does not need our permission to put it in our account. So now our account is building what kind of account? An intangible account. And the beauty of this account is nobody can ever rob it because it's within ourselves. The beauty of all this self-awareness, as you start enjoying it, is so fun because everything that you do is to yourself and nobody has access to it and nobody knows the deep truth either. You want to put some money to the bank account outside, so many things can happen. The bank can go bankrupt, some robbery can happen there, you may lose it, somebody write a fake check. I mean, so many things. But the check within for yourself that you write by doing good as intangible activity also goes into an intangible account but goes in your favor. And I think I shared this story earlier, but there was this woman one time, and she was going to a temple or something, and she had so much food of different kinds, so much food. And there was this other woman who asked her that you are going to the temple, all right, but why you have so many kinds of foods? Sweets and sours and bitters and waters and milk and tea and cappuccino maybe, I don't know. And then she asked this woman, what's going on? So much heavy load you are taking. She was poor. And this woman told the story. She goes, you know what? By accident, I was declared dead because some people up there who come to take our consciousness away also makes mistake. So she was declared dead. And when she was declared dead, she was going and taken to wherever she had to be taken, her soul. And then she was not really a bad woman, she says. So she didn't do too many bad actions or reactions. When she was walking, she felt hungry. Because the hunger is also, a dead body cannot feel hungry. Only it is the consciousness within us that feels hungry or feels thirsty. So when the soul was going, it felt hungry. And the people who were taking her, she says, you know what, I am hungry, can you feed me something? And then as soon as she thought, she noticed the food was coming to her. So she was excited, man, a lot of food is coming. But as soon as she started to reach to the food will go away. Can you imagine this poor hungry woman, she's touching and everything is going back. And then she asked the guy, she goes, what's going on? I can't get the food. He said, when you were on the earth plane, did you feed anyone? She goes, no. He goes, then don't worry about it. You're not going to get food because your account is empty. And then she felt thirsty and then noticed the Coca-Cola is coming. I'm joking. But the water was coming and whatever else was coming. And she was reaching to that and it was all going back. And then she asked the same question and the guy goes, did you feed? Did you have anybody drink water? Did you give anyone? She goes, no. He said, forget it. It so happened that by the time she made it to the final boss, the boss found out that she was brought in error. So he told the guys that, take her back and bring the right person. So she was brought back, she became alive and her neighbor had to go, I think. So when she came back to life, she remembered that because it was an experience. It was not a dream, it was an experience. So after that, she says, I made it a point to feed everything that I can feed. If it's salty, it's chips, or it is sweet, it's a cookie, or it's a bread, or a tortilla, or you name it. Because when I go this time, whatever I want, I can get. Now, this is a true story. But the big message is when you do something, there is an intangible account, and it does go in there. So, going back to this, the consciousness is within all of us, complete. Nobody has gotten any less or any more. It's all within us. But what we bring with us, our actions and reactions, take from that whatever we need to take at that time as our mind dictates. And then from there we present it. So for example, if we don't take kindness from there, we will be totally rude. And I'm sure we all have encountered some people who can be very rude. Now, do they not have the love? Do they not have the kindness? Yes, they do. But their accessibility is blocked because of their actions and reactions. So, when we get into the self-awareness, then we need to make sure that we start looking into ourselves. We start to look for getting these treasures where we don't have to go anywhere. We don't need to ask anyone to give it to us because they are within us. The only thing we do is we look within ourselves and say maybe we should try because we like it when somebody does it. So do the same thing to others and feeling the good about it, either getting or by giving, and then increasing our awareness. As the self-awareness get bigger and bigger, we will like to get to not only love, not sharing, not only satisfaction, but all the positive virtues that we have within ourselves. And as we start to go higher and higher and higher, someday we would realize that we have got to that point where boom, self-realization occurs just by itself. So I would like to thank you, all of you, who have taken the time to join us and hopefully enjoyed the session. As I have said many times, you always can write your questions and we will try to answer in the session. If you like to leave your comments, you can do that. If you would like to come to our website, that is drcourse.com, you can do the same thing there. You can write as much as you like on our Facebook page, facebook.com/drcourse. You can watch our videos on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/drcourse, or obviously you can always watch us on Ustream. Always remember, happiness is not too far. I love you all a lot. And always thank you for joining us. Always look forward to talking to you and enjoy more and more. Thank you so much for joining, and bye-bye for now until next week.